somebody real. It's a problem. Bring your girls to the crib, maybe we can solve it. Hold up, tell them simmer down. Taking hella long, give it to me now. Make that thing like it. Ooh, baby, like it, with the shimmy, yeah, huh? ASAP, get like me. Never met a mother fresh like me. All these motherfuckers wanna dress like me, but the till you don't make it sweat like me. Cause I'm the like how you figure, getting figures and keep it triller. She just bought her chickens. I bought my they getting bent up off the liquor. She love my licorice, I let her. They say money make act vigorous. At least he'll figure it. I be bronze like I'm a dog. Turn a chick out, have a boys. Peace. I love bad, got my problem. And yeah, I like the problem.
KBLA Talk 1580. All right, Miles, I'm pressing you into service right now. What up? Yeah, he's been there all along, and he always got something to say and some help on the way. But a big moment in pop culture and hip hop history and LA law, if you will, yesterday when ASAP Rocky was found not guilty.
Wow. Didn't do it.
Yeah, didn't do it. Like,
so who shot him?
You know what, Miles?
Was it ASAP Rocky?
Well, it seems like during the trial, his lawyer admitted that he shot him, but he said it was a prop gun that taken off of a music video set where he was filming with his common law wife, his girlfriend, his baby mama, Rihanna.
Wow.
And apparently, I mean, look, there was 2 counts of assault. This is from a 2021 shooting in Hollywood. And the crazy thing is when the district attorney's office offered him a plea deal, admit to one of the charges and do 6 months, and he turned it down, the internet went crazy. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, yeah. I have been following the trial extremely close.
You have?
But
I
have not.
You haven't, okay.
But I just knew he was going to jail from what I had seen. I just knew he was going down. But he beat it. He's found not guilty. Yeah, that's a lot of holes in the trial from what I've seen. But
yeah. I mean, it seems like the guy, the member of, is like a member of his original crew that, yeah, got caught lying on the stand a couple times where they were able to contradict what he said with video evidence. But then the prosecutors were saying, well, a lot of these people testifying on behalf of Rocky are employees of him. They rely on him. So what else are they going to say?
Yeah. And it doesn't hurt that you have a woman with $1 billion showing up with the family in court. You know, that wouldn't be a good look having her come to visit you on the tier yard. So yeah. It was a bad look.
You know what? And the prosecutors complained about that. They said, you know, we don't care if he's famous. He's not famous here. You know, he's just another whatever. He didn't say he's just another N-word. But basically he's saying, you know, just another court case. Yeah. And he shouldn't have any extra advantages. But I thought that was BS, to be honest with you, because family support in court is normal.
Yeah. He didn't do anything out the norm. That's supposed to happen.
Yeah, that's not special. You know, any person, a person with not one single dollar to their name can have their wife or girlfriend and kids and mama and sister and whoever else is willing to show up. That's called court support. It's a normal part of court.
Exactly. But, you know, that's just them trying to, you know, spin the narrative and, you know, control the courtroom and the media spin on it.
Were you surprised?
Very.
Really?
I'm very surprised. Like I said, it just everything was adding up to ASAP going down, but I was more surprised he didn't take the plea deal. But obviously he knew something we didn't know. So, you know, I'm not the lawyer to break it down as if I know exactly what I'm talking about, but from the outside looking in, Dominique, I thought he was cooked, and I thought that plea deal was his best option. I would have took the plea deal looking at the consequences and the risk and reward. So,
well, everyone on the internet agreed with you, Miles. Everyone on the internet is saying ASAP Rocky is toast. He's done. He's cooked. He could do up to 20 years in prison. And what did I say? What did I say when the story broke that he didn't take the plea? I said, evidently, he feels he has a really strong case. Evidently, him and his lawyers feel they have a really good case. I think that it had to be that. I mean, he's got two babies, and a whole lot of work. I mean, is he one? I think he's one of the chairs of the Met Gala this year. I mean, he's got a couple of movies coming out. So I just thought, well, they evidently they think they have a strong case.
Yeah.
But see, that's how they get. I mean, this is how the justice system really gets a lot of people, which is they plead you out, and now you have that felony or that time on your record. And this happens to people who aren't famous all the time. Just like you said, well, I would take the plea because who wants to risk 20 years in prison?
Right, yeah. Like, then that messes up your travel, that messes up your money. Yeah, I get it. And I'm not mad at him for taking that stand if he, believed and thought he would be innocent. Clearly he was right. Like I said, he knew something we didn't know, Dominique. So, what I know for sure, though, he better get this royal wedding going pretty soon.
Why do you say that?
I'm stalling out, and you know what I mean? Don't mess this up, Rocky.
I mean,
don't mess this up, Rocky.
I mean, they were definitely presenting in a united front. I love the way she showed up. I love the way she conducted herself.
Thing is, too, I give her credit for sticking by his side on this, because she has a reason. She could have not. She could have chose her image. She could have chosen.
She could have distanced herself.
What benefits her look.
Right. Worry about the brand rather than the man.
This was going on last year when she was doing Super Bowl couple. You know what I mean? This is a long-standing thing. So this really could have. I don't think it would have took a big hit to her like that, but she could have chosen that. She could have went.
Yeah, because she's bad girl Riri. It's not like she's
She's a billionaire. You know what I mean? She's got the money to where she can say, "I don't need this," and me and my kids don't need this in our life. We gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, one of the reasons I love Rihanna, she says you can say it either way, is because she's just that girl. Like, she's just going to do what she wants to do. Yeah. She going to kick the billionaire to the curb. She going to pick the dark-skinned brother over the light-skinned brother. She going to do what her heart says do. And I feel like even though Hollywood people are Hollywood people, as Hollywood people go, I feel like she's more on the genuine side.
I hope so. I feel so as well. But
yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though, Rocky. This your chance. Don't mess it up, man.
And almost everybody I know likes them as a couple so much. I hope they're genuinely really happy.
Rooting for him.
Yeah. So, but you think they have to, maybe she doesn't want to get married.
Okay, you're right. Maybe so. So.
I don't know. She got 2 babies by him. Maybe she does. If she does, then you're saying she should get the ring, like
last month, Rock. Last month.
Yeah. Is that a good way to get married under duress?
I wouldn't say under duress, but I mean, now that duress is over with, I don't know. And I'm not even in a relationship, so I can't call it.
Nor am I. I just like, look, I had a friend, I was talking to a friend about this yesterday. I was actually on the phone with her when this came down, this verdict. And I said, she was like, well, I don't know if I should be happy. I feel happy, but I don't know if I should be happy because what if he actually did it? And I'm like, well, first of all, free them all. First of all, free them all. Second of all, a jury, that's our system, a jury found him not guilty. So that means you don't have to worry about whether he did it because a jury found him not guilty. And number 3, even if you don't believe in any of the 2 prior statements that I made, there's got to be some rejoicing on the fact that 2 black children now get to have their dad around for the next 20 years.
Exactly.
That that a black family gets to stay intact. Like, we can root for that.
Less overcrowding in the penal system. One less black man having to, deal with mistreatment in the jails, and
one less single mom for no reason.
Mom with a baby daddy in jail. One less statistic. Now Rihanna's not a statistic. How about that?
And the kids, of course. I always think about the children because I'm a mama.
Whose son's not in jail right now. So you got to worry about that.
Right. And those children growing up, whether they're it's just those two, or whether there's more to come.
Less stereotype, one less rapper in jail that we get to just say, oh, look, another one of them in jail.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, it's a win. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like I said, I'm giving y'all amnesty. 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. The irony. We'll look at that when we come forward. You know who else? His lawyer represented, the lead lawyer. DJT. That and more when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
I have a dream today.
From slavery and segregation to the Great Migration to our present-day rising, the Black experience in America is a story of resilience, achievement, and unstoppable spirit. This February, we're curating amazing conversations celebrating the heroes, the pioneers, and the everyday people who made history. Black History Month on KBLA Talk 1580. Together, we carry the torch forward.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you neighbor to neighbor, bringing you resources and what you need to know. For up-to-the-minute info on distribution hubs, help, and volunteer opportunities in the Altadena area, please visit Neighborhood Servants or Pasadena Community Coalition on Instagram. The Wild Seed Collective is offering free grant workshops to businesses impacted by the LA wildfires. Find them at wildseedcollective.com. Fuller Psychological and Family Services is offering 12 free therapy sessions to people impacted by the fires who are unable to access care. Contact Executive Director Dr. Ted Koss at tedkoss@fuller.edu. Grief and Hope, the LA Art World Mutual Aid Relief administered by The Brick, is offering help to artists impacted by the blazes. Info is available at the/brick.org. On Instagram, Mutual Aid LAN is updating a Google Sheet in real time with locations, verified GoFundMe sites, and current resources. If you haven't done so yet, it's still a good idea to sign up for Notify LA on your phone for fire alerts and updates. Praying, advocating, and standing with you. KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, so, I wanted to talk about A$AP Rocky because I feel like the case had so many issues that it brought up and so many feelings. One of the things people were talking about on social media was the way that he reacted when the not guilty verdict was read, where he literally dove first. Quick hug of the lawyer, one of the lawyers, then dives towards Rihanna and his mom for the hug. And people were comparing it to the guy attacking the judge. And people were, criticizing him. I thought it was, just heartfelt. I don't see the problem. I don't know. Are black men not allowed to show emotion? I'm not sure. I read on the cesspool that is X that people wanted Rocky to be found guilty because they wanted to humble Rihanna. And that's weird to me. Like they want to punish her for her success by having her, and apparently this was controversial in the courtroom, Is she the common law wife? Is she the wife? Is she the baby mama? Whatever she is, trying to punish her. Just weird. People are just the hateration. Artist says we need more black and brown judges, politicians, sheriffs, and police officers to promote the playing cop and robbers. Yeah, okay, but and I agree as far as judges and lawyers. What the data show us that more police officers doesn't necessarily help. And Miles brought up the fact that, when A$AP Rocky got in trouble during the first Trump presidency, Trump called out. He didn't actually pardon him or something like that, but he made it an issue. He made a comment, and having a comment by the President of the United States appeared to help Rocky that time. This time it was decided in a court of law. And I also see people on Twitter complaining, how can A$AP Rocky be not guilty and Tory Lanez is guilty? There are two different cases, two different juries, two different sets of facts. And the fact that this guy who was one of Trump's lawyers during the Stormy Daniels hush money case, the lead attorney for A$AP Rocky was one of Trump's attorneys. He was funny. I love this guy. Like, yeah, it's given New York Italian. But the fact that he, was able to make this guy look like a liar, what does that have to do with Tory Lanez? Maybe he should have gotten one of Trump's attorneys. I don't know. I am one of those people who believes Megan Thee Stallion, and I have friends that are mad at me about that. But it's not up to me. It's not up to you. It's up to the jury. It's one of the reasons why we have to do jury service rather than thinking of 27 ways to get out of it. When the notices come, if you had that strong an opinion, you should have got on the jury. Yeah. Joe Tacopina, that's his name. Look, the police didn't find any shell casings on the scene, and they searched for a long time. And then the alleged victim just so happens to have them, and they can't forensically link it to Rocky. That's not solid evidence. I thought it was very telling that DA Nathan Hochman made a statement on Instagram yesterday. Well, he released a statement everywhere, but he released it on Instagram. Oh, it's not the outcome we wanted, blah, blah, blah. And low-key, subtly pointing the finger at the actual prosecutors on the case by saying he thanked them for doing their best. Why, thank you for failing in this case. It's not on me. But if you follow DA Nathan Hochman, which is our new district attorney here in Los Angeles, who is used to be a Republican and, till not long ago. Now he is an independent, he says. And if you follow him, he's very, very, very active on social media. He's very active in the media. He is forever putting out a statement, putting out a picture, posting on social. He is clearly concerned about shaping his image. And so when he put out a statement yesterday, basically acknowledging the L, it was, you could tell it was, it was not a good day for him in that sense. Let's see. While today's verdict is not the outcome we sought, we respect the jury's decision in the integrity of our justice system. Our office remains committed to seeking accountability for those who break the law, no matter their status or influence. Fame does not place anyone above the law. That's that shot.
Maybe one to get the rappers, man.
Yeah, what is that?
So I think it's still a war on hip hop. I think I'm glad this wasn't the case where they could bring the lyrics into it. Because they love to bring the rap lyrics into it as if that affects these situations. You know
What happened to that law? I thought we had a law proposed that you couldn't use people's lyrics against them. I don't remember what happened to it. But, I mean, it's also kind of on, isn't it on the artists? There's a couple of really funny parodies on socials of rappers. And I think Keenan and Kel did one where the rapper just raps this whole crime. And then I hid the gun here. And then I got my homie so-and-so who lives at this address. I mean, to a certain extent, if you tattoo the scene of the crime on your body or lay out the evidence in your song, isn't that kind of dumb?
Very dumb, very dumb. But at the same time, though, that doesn't define the case, one. And two, that's just you using it to criminalize somebody's character off the sense. You know what I mean? Like, people are using stuff from different. Rocky, I'm pretty sure, was not talking about these crimes in his songs. He's not the type of rapper from what I've known as.
Right.
But still, you know what I mean? Like, they use this to attack these, you know what I mean, these artists' character in court. And, that ends up leading to influencing the juries a lot of times.
Okay, so, yeah, apparently some states have laws that don't let you use it in court, but there's no federal. So in California, there is a law. Prosecutors have to prove the relevance of artistic expression if they want to use it in court. And they have to demonstrate that those lyrics are meant literally rather than figuratively or as a fictional story. And I guess it's, freedom of expression, freedom of speech, but there's also something called common sense, It's like OJ breaking in to get his sports memorabilia. Maybe you could justify it because that was his stuff and he wanted it, but you're OJ. You're a rapper. Like, why would you set yourself up to be a victim of the system?
I mean, you're human. I mean, we all kind of fall victim to that sometimes. Sometimes you get caught. Sometimes you're a target and intended to get caught doing something. You know what I mean? But either way, that doesn't define the case. Now, we know it has an effect. You know what I mean? We know the game is being played. So, you know what I mean? We understand that, but that doesn't make it right. But especially if you're trying to, make black art a crime, that's not something I'm down for.
Yeah, I think... well, let's go to Aaron calling us from Carson. Hi, Aaron. Aaron, you there?
Eric.
Oh, Eric. Okay. Hi, Eric.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I know somebody who went through something similar to what A$AP Rocky went through, and he got 20 years in prison and did 10. And
wow.
It's very heartbreaking. And so the thing that I'm wondering, I didn't follow the case very closely, but I know that he allegedly had a prop gun. This was a good friend of his from high school, and he had a prop gun allegedly, and he wasn't, and the friend knew that it was a prop gun. So what I'm wondering is why didn't they require him to produce the prop gun? Assuming that they didn't, based on what I've researched, why wasn't that required? And did his celebrity, do people in our society sensationalize celebrities, and did his celebrity taint the jury? And I'm a black man, so I don't want to see anybody go down. I'm just asking, there's an inequality against African Americans and white people in the justice system. Is that also included with celebrities? So
do you think that, are you saying you think his celebrity helped him or hurt him?
I think the question has to be asked, and I think his celebrity helped him.
In this case?
In this case, because if he was me, I would have been going down the river.
Really, you think so? Let's imagine it was you, but your beautiful wife and 2 lovely children were in the court supporting you, and your accuser was caught lying repeatedly in court. You still think you would have gone down?
Yeah, because I watched it happen. I saw this movie before with a family member, and the whole family was right there in court, And they actually told me, the judge told me to stop taking notes. Me, just a person, stop taking notes.
Wow.
And so my thing is, yes, I think that family support sounds good, but I don't think it depends on that judge and how
the jury.
Your attorney is.
And the jury.
And the jury.
Yeah,
but
and the jury.
The jury is only getting information that's fed to them by the attorneys, and it's only as good as those attorneys are, and then the judge can stop certain information from coming into evidence, all of that crap. So A$AP Rocky is a celebrity in his own right, and then he's married to a celebrity who is larger than he is, if that's even possible. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah.
He had a celebrity.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know. The DA takes a shot at him, saying no one is above the law, no matter how famous they are. So that shows you how it's a double-edged sword. That fame can hurt and help, but it's certainly why we're talking about it right now. If it was you, we probably wouldn't even know about it. We've got news, traffic, and sports right here. Then you're welcome to call. All comers welcome, 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. The Education Department will cut funding to universities' continuing diversity, equity, and inclusion programs with action starting in 2 weeks under the Trump administration's directive. Talks between attorneys for New Jersey and advocates who are suing the state over segregation in public schools have broken down. The lawsuit is headed back to court. Mediation talks have been underway for a year. Actress Cynthia Erivo will star as Jesus Christ in Jesus Christ Superstar at the Hollywood Bowl from August 1st through the 3rd. The actress is most recently known for her role as Elphaba in Wicked. And NBA star Kyrie Irving plans to play for Australia at the 2028 Olympics, needing approval from USA Basketball, FIBA, and Basketball Australia to switch from Team USA. The 32-year-old has failed to make either of the past 2 Team USA Olympic rosters. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
If you or someone you know is affected by the Los Angeles wildfires, you are not alone. No matter how sad, scared, or heartbroken you feel, Cal Hope is here for you and all those affected by the devastating wildfires. Find free, safe, and confidential mental health support at calhope.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers are facing the prospect of not having LeBron for tonight's home game against Charlotte. Soreness in LeBron's left foot and ankle forced the Lakers to list him as questionable for the team's first game in the second half of the season. The soreness led LeBron to sit out Sunday's NBA All-Star game in San Francisco. The Lakers play at Portland Thursday night. It's unlikely the 40-year-old LeBron will play in back-to-back games. The Lakers are at Denver on Saturday. A positive sign for the Lakers tonight is the increase in minutes for Luka Doncic. Doncic averaged 23.5 minutes in his first 2 games with the Lakers. Now that Doncic has recovered from a strained calf muscle, Lakers coach J.J. Redick said the minutes restriction on Doncic will be lifted. Look for Doncic to handle the ball a whole lot more if LeBron does not play. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
I have a dream today.
The road to freedom wasn't paved with just big moments. It was built day to day, step by step, voice by voice. This February, experience Black History Month through the stories that shape Los Angeles and beyond. KBLA Talk 1580, where Black history lives.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you, neighbor to neighbor, bringing you resources and what you need to know. For up-to-the-minute info on distribution hubs, help, and volunteer opportunities in the Altadena area, please visit Neighborhood Servants or Pasadena Community Coalition on Instagram. The Wild Seed Collective is offering free grant workshops to businesses impacted by the LA wildfires. Find them at wildseedcollective.com. Fuller Psychological and Family Services is offering 12 free therapy sessions to people impacted by the fires who are unable to access care. Contact Executive Director Dr. Ted Koss at tedkoss@fuller.edu. Grief and Hope, the LA Art World Mutual Aid Relief administered by The Brick, is offering help to artists impacted by the blazes. Info is available at the/brick.org. On Instagram, Mutual Aid LAN is updating a Google Sheet in real time with locations, verified GoFundMe sites, and current resources. If you haven't done so yet, it's still a good idea to sign up for Notify LA on your phone for fire alerts and updates. Praying, advocating, and standing with you. KBLA Talk 1580.
Find a righteous rage and don't be afraid to say what you see. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, just another joyous moment for some, an angry moment, but with a lot of repercussions for all. And Eric says he would have not gotten off if he was not famous. Miles, you pointed out that they're hunting rappers. Fonnie Willis, despite, California having these rules, Fonnie Willis was an example who, said, I use rap lyrics. I'm going to keep using rap lyrics. And a person's fame and wealth actually seemed to be a negative for them. I think in a way, OJ's fame was a negative for him because he became from being the one they all loved to the one they all hated overnight. It's a double-edged sword. What do you say?
I feel as if ASAP was not famous, I don't think that it would have went the same way for him. I don't think we would have went after him as hard. I don't think we would know who he was to even be in this situation. But I think any other black man in this situation, though, with the deck stacked against you, probably just take the plea deal, even if, and not maybe take it to trial. But yeah, no, ASAP's fame definitely helped him here. The Rihanna support definitely helped him here. The news coverage of it. But like I said, I'm not surprised because this is all a game we looking at being played, y'all. We know how the system is. We know how connections work. We know how that lawyer may work differently. We know how the wife and the net worth may work differently. So,
I mean, like Dr. LaShawn Paul says, I don't want to hear anything about Rihanna's money getting ASAP Rocky off. This is on X because I stopped caring about sending people to jail when y'all let that man back into the White House. It is true that the American justice system works better for those who have money.
It's different.
And they both have money. That said, Stevie said you might have the cash, but you can't cash in your face. It doesn't always work. Right. Many times the blackness will trump the money.
Right. I mean, I think that it definitely it's not a guarantee. ASAP was really looking at some real time, and we would really be having a different conversation right now if the jury would have came back different. So I'm not saying it's 100% the wealth between him and his I'm gonna say wife to be. I'm gonna go ahead and claim it for ASAP and Miss Rihanna. But I'm not saying it's just that. The same way I'm not saying he's only in this position because he's black, because he's a rapper, because because of Rihanna trying to get back at her. I'm not saying any of that is a totality, but it definitely plays a part. We know how that goes.
Yeah, well, he thanked the jury for saving his life, and both of them gave effusive praise to the Most High. She was in her stories saying she was humbled and, thanking God for his mercy.
Thank God, for sure.
And he did the same when the cameras rolled. So, I don't know why folks feel, I don't understand. Okay. I don't understand why I'm happy. Like, unless you're a serial killer, a danger to society, unless you're Eric Adams, maybe, I don't know. I'm always gonna be happy to see a black family stay together, to see a black man or woman stay out of jail, to see especially people who are clearly productive members of society that are not posing a threat to others. And then you've got this whole hater syndrome, which is what it seemed like. I mean, I don't follow that crew closely enough, but from what I looked at in what I read and saw in the trial, this guy Umrelli was his friend, who, then he blows up bigger than the other guys, and then there's going to be jealousy. Reminds me a little bit of Nipsey.
A lot of that, a lot of hate in the community, a lot of hate out of the community too. It even had this type of backlash to the jury saying, "Yo, he didn't do it."
Right. How about just yay? Carl from LA, you have the mic.
Hey, good morning, Dominique.
Welcome.
Hey, look, it's like a lot of people talking about some more rapper black on black crime. But hey, look, I'm glad that he got out of that mess. Didn't you? Them boys needed a dad. Hey, and his jury was made up of Hispanic, Asians, and whites on that jury. So, when you coming through that courtroom handcuffed, coming out of the back room, and you got a raggedy suit on, and you got a public defender, you finna go to prison. And with the evidence that they show, like they always tell you, the evidence is what sends you to prison. But, sometimes it's overlooked. I like to see the face of those juries, the people that was on that jury, because it makes it, all Asian, Latinos, and they said some white people was on that jury.
I mean, we're in LA. That's the odds are you're going to have Latinos on your jury. This used to be Mexico. There's 60% Latino or something, or maybe more than that in LA County. And also we, sadly, when I say we, I mean black people, often do not sit on juries. We get out of jury duty. We got jobs and, situations, and, we need to do better about being on juries. But it sounds like you're saying it was a class issue to you, that it was because of the money that he was able to beat this case.
Well, I'm sure Rihanna paid that attorney firm because he had 3 other people there, paralegals on his right side.
He got his own money. He don't need her money. A$AP Rocky got jobs. He got 2 movies coming out.
Yeah, well, that's all good. Like I said, Dominique, I'm glad he's home with the boys.
Right.
But it makes a difference when you don't have that money and you coming from out the back room, handcuffed, sitting in the holding tank back there, waiting to come out. It throws the jury a whole new direction.
Yeah.
If you ain't got no money, you poor, and you going to prison. You did it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. Artist Moore agrees with you. He says it was the money he has. Case closed. Facts.
Yeah, well, I'm just glad he's home with his boys and maybe he'll take a look at how lucky he was, because evidence is what sends you to prison. Enjoy the day, Dominic. Bye.
Evidence is what sends you to prison. Money is what keeps you out. I got you. Bye, Carl. I love what Felicia said. Smith says, my question is, why do we complain when we get a win? Is that a black thing? Like, we complain when we win, we complain when we lose. I don't know. I feel you. Let's go to Sam calling us from LA. Sam, you there? You ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. You got the mic.
Okay. Dominique, I want to question you on something. Now, you were talking about a minute ago about unless you are a serial killer or a murderer, you want to see no black man go to jail. Less than 2 years ago, I want to refresh your memory. It was a guy down on Skid Row. He was killing. He killed about 5 or 6 people on Skid Row. Now, as you know,
are you talking about? I think I know. It wasn't. It was on Figueroa or on Skid Row.
No, this was on. No. This is on Figueroa. This was less than 2 years ago. Not the one that was killed.
Not the Grim Sleeper. Not the Grim Sleeper.
Yeah.
This is another guy.
No, not Lonnie Franklin. No, not Lonnie Franklin. Not him.
Okay.
This was a guy on Skid Row less than 2 years ago.
Okay.
Now,
serial killer.
As you know, Dominique, about 90% or 95% of the people on Skid Row are black. You know, the residents. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's about 70 or 80, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, when they caught him, he even followed a guy to his house, and he killed him in front of his kid. Now, what you said, well, now this is what I understand about you, Dominique. You said that when they caught him, now he's a murderer now. 5 or 6 people.
I'm trying
First
to
thing you
find
said
him.
was another black man with mental illness. It's almost like you justifying what he did. How you know he had mental illness? Because he's black. Does he get a pass or whatever?
He doesn't get a pass, but I do think that you know, I don't remember what I said because that was a couple of years ago. But I'm sure that if I said if I said he had mental illness, that means I must have read that. I don't assume that people have mental illness. It means I must have read up on it. I don't, let me be clear, Sam. I never believe you have the right to take someone's life. I do not believe that. I don't care if you're Lonnie Franklin or, you know, you're, what was the name of that cop that was out shooting people? I don't care if you're, you know, Hamas or the doggone, you know, Israeli military. Like, I don't believe that you get to just go up and kill civilians. I don't believe that you just get to go up and kill people because you have mental illness, because you have a political disagreement, because they disrespect you, did you wrong, slept with your man. I don't believe that. I don't believe we have the right to take someone else's life. So I just want to be clear about that.
Now, I believe you on that because you said that several times. But what got me on that with you when you said that same guy, the Skid Row killer, the first, you didn't say condolences to the family or nothing like that. The only thing you said, wow, another black man with mental illness. In other words, and that was it. That was the extent of your...
well, I need to know that you need to refresh my memory better. You need to tell me the name of the killer. It's probably a case where I'd been talking about it over time and I may not have restated what I said. Because if it's the man I'm thinking of who killed those black women in downtown LA, you know, I did repeatedly talk about the women and their families, but it sounds like this might be a different killer. And man, I don't know who you're talking about exactly. Maybe we can continue that conversation when you or I figure out exactly who you're talking about and put it in context. It's hard for me to comment on you quoting me without you knowing exactly who you're quoting me about, if that makes sense.
Okay, all right, okay.
But you know what, Sam? Before you get off this phone, let me thank you because that means you've been listening to me for at least a few years now.
Oh, wait, no, I've been listening to you, and one day I'm going to tell you how I found out about you. You're going to crack up, though. I know time. Are we up against the clock now?
No, you can tell me now.
Okay. Okay, I've been wanting to tell you this. In June, or I know you've been on the air since, I think, June of 2021, right?
On this station, right? Yes.
Yeah, June. I was at my mechanic one morning, Dominique, and he opens at 8 o'clock. So I got there about 7 or something because it'd be kind of crowded. So I'm sitting in the car, and I listen to AM radio. And I'm flipping through the stations because on 1260 they were playing old doo-wop records and this and that. So all of a sudden I'm hearing some English voices because I don't know if you're familiar with AM when you go.
There's a lot of Spanish stations and Chinese and everything. Yeah.
Exactly. So exactly. So all of a sudden I hear this American voice. I mean English voice. And I'm like, what is this here? Whatever. And then kind of find out it was you. And I laugh to myself every now and then. That's how I found you on I mean, I knew about you on another station, but that's how I found you, waiting on my mechanic and stuff. So, and it was kind of funny to me, like as it is to you now, because like I said, as you know, when you go down that dial, I think the last station where you hear English is, I think, 1150 something. But when you get down in those 15 and 16, man, it's like Asian voices, Spanish voices, Chinese voices, and that's how I found you. So I just wanted to lay that on you and stuff like that. And that was June of 2021. Am I correct? I forget the exact date.
Yes, Juneteenth. It was Juneteenth. Juneteenth, 2021. Juneteenth. That's when we cracked these airwaves for the very first time in celebration of Juneteenth, in celebration of our unapologetic blackness, our unapologetic progressiveness, being black-owned and independent. And look at God. God said, she's going to stand out because she's speaking English. way down the AM dial. Well, thank you for sticking with us, and thank you for spreading the word. I always appreciate engaging with you. It's not too late to call me. Sam called 800-920-1580, and I invite you to do the same. We are unapologetically outspoken. KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I started vaping my freshman year of high school, mostly because all my friends had vapes. I wanted to fit in with them and look cool and be a part of everything that they were doing. The hardest part about quitting for me was all my friends still hitting their vapes right next to me. It was really frustrating and confusing when I was trying to quit because in my head I knew I didn't want to do it anymore, but for some reason my brain still wanted it.
No quit story is the same. For free support, text Kick Nicotine to 66819 today.
Life blooms in beautiful ways. The Afia Center invites you to celebrate At the End with Red Gala, honoring the strength and resilience of Black women living with HIV. Join us for an evening of empowerment as we launch the Barbara Cambridge Scholarship and kick off Herstory Month with our theme, Life in Full Bloom. Your support helps create vital HIV programming and builds a future where every voice is heard and every story matters. The End with Red Gala, because every flower deserves to bloom. To learn more and to donate, visit theafiacenter.org.
I feel so alone.
I'm embarrassed to talk about it.
How can I help my kid if I can't help myself?
I can't remember when I wasn't stressed.
I don't like to inside.
When you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts and emotions, it's okay to get help. You are not alone. CalHope is here for you with free, safe, and confidential mental health resources for youth, young adults, families, and you. Find support now at calhope.org.
I have a dream today.
The road to freedom wasn't paved with just big moments. It was built day to day, step by step, voice by voice. This February, experience Black History Month through the stories that shape Los Angeles and beyond. KBLA Talk 1580, where Black history lives.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
And Chris McGiraud on X says, "Oh, wow, look at me. I'm A$AP Rocky. I'm a successful rapper. I dress like I was born in a Vogue cover shoot. I'm literally in a long-term relationship with Rihanna herself. We have 2 beautiful kids, and I just beat a case." Okay, we get it. Leave some W's for the rest of us. Shaking my head. And Desiree says, A$AP Rocky being found not guilty during Black History Month means a lot to me. We just watched a Black family that didn't have to get torn apart by the system. That, what she wrote right there is literally, she was inside my head.
Who wrote,
Desiree.
Save some dubs for the rest of us. Like, what? Are we mad that the homie winning? Hey, keep winning, A$AP.
Chris McGiraud. Yeah, I think he was joking, but yeah.
That sounded haters. I ain't gonna hold
yeah.
you.
Well, and we can see like what I said about like Nipsey, and we've seen it in other cases, like what's her name? Selena. Is that the name of the singer? Yeah, that hate festers and it can be deadly.
Man, you want him to spill his coffee on his shirt now? Or what? Have him fall and
or look ugly at the Met Gala.
Right, or Rihanna's makeup don't work. Like, what's the win the loss you need him to take to be happy for?
I'm sure he's had his L's in his life. We all have.
Yeah.
We all have our burdens. Let's go to Mike calling us from LA. Hi, Mike.
How you doing, Dominique? I just want to say, remember the attorney said, the golden rule is one has the gold rules. But one other comment. I want to comment on your rant about Karen Bass.
Rant?
Being here.
I don't rant. Who, me rant? I'm way too demure to rant. Okay, yes. What I said about Karen Bass.
When you said about Karen Bass, you were right on because, with technology, you don't have to be here to run this city. Just like you were in Africa, and you had an outstanding program while you were in Africa, and so like you were right here in the city. You know, and Karen Bass is not going to go out and put out no fires. And she's not going to go out and police nothing. You know.
Can't the mayor out there with the hose? That's what y'all want. Yeah. No, you got, I mean, it's a good perspective of putting it. And what I was saying, I'm sure that's what you're reacting to, Mike, is that Mayor Karen Bass did not need to apologize for going to Ghana. I don't think it was a mistake. She came right back. She didn't leave while the fires were already burning. And she was in communication with the city the whole time and running the city the whole time, as has been testified to by every single one of her department heads.
Right. Well, she had a team. It kicked in. Her team worked. I mean, you know, all these things are already planned out. If an emergency, so I don't see where everybody's complaining. She doesn't have to be here to run this city.
You know why they're complaining.
You know, not with technology out here. You know, we're in a new world now. She could be on here up there on an airplane and run this city. You know, so
yeah. Well,
I don't see why people are complaining. But like you said, we know what the
we
real
know.
deal is.
Yeah, we know why they're complaining. We know why they're complaining.
Yeah.
She is doing an excellent job as mayor. I don't know why people aren't getting the message, but people have access to grind. I mean, other than the fact that folks love to attack everything as DEI, everything black. Although I noticed they're not calling Eric Adams a DEI mayor. And then, you know, you have attacks on democratic cities, attacks on black women becoming normalized, and we don't have the same standard. You have to be perfect. I'm sure that's why Michelle Obama don't want to run for president. It was stressful enough being perfect for 8 years. Who wants to do it for another 8?
You're right. You know, and actually, when the blacks do get these jobs, we're worked to death. You know, we're actually doing all the job, and everybody else is taking the credit. So.
And access to grind, it's worth remembering that many of the people talking smack either have political ambitions, had political ambitions, or both. Another cover story in the LA Times today about supposed text messages between Supervisor Lindsay Horvath and, you know, she's talking to Karen Bass, complaining, saying, you know, that we're not locking arms, that there's not enough cooperation. You know, Horvath is considered a progressive, a white woman on the Board of Supervisors, currently the president, I believe, still of the Board of Supervisors, but seems to have a high comfort level with criticizing black women. I'm just saying.
Keep it up, Dominique. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And, you know, we don't get this information on Fox News, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's our job, and we're grateful to have the opportunity. Paul from LA, you have the mic. You know we're on countdown now, but I know you can get it all in.
Yeah, you know it, Queen. I appreciate everything you are and what you're doing. Everybody, just real quick, I challenge all of us to black independent media matters more than ever. You have to stop getting and paying attention to their stuff and their messaging that we know that is very poisonous to our community. I challenge all of us to make sure that we bring our family members and our friends directly to 1580 Talk Radio. Make sure they download the app. Make sure they're tuning in weekly to get information that's pertinent immediately to our community. This is something that we can do. We can support our own. We can focus on building our infrastructure. I challenge all of us to make sure that we do that, because if what we're coming into, community is going to matter more than anything else. The information that's pertinent to our community is going to matter. The more and more that we focus on what they're doing through their algorithms and through their messaging, the more damage that we're going to allow to happen in our community. So that's all I want to say, Dominique.
And I want to thank you, Paul, because I know you also walk the walk. I know that you do tell your friends and family to listen. You call them out to listen. You download the doggone app on their phone if need be, and appreciate you for that.
Yeah, and why it matters is nobody's going to protect us better than we're going to protect us. And I tell everybody this: black men and black women, do not ever allow them to separate us. Nobody's going to understand more what a black man goes through than a sister. Black women are not only the most educated group, but they're the most disrespected. And I implore people to understand from our black history, It wasn't just black men. There were sisters that you may not know about that were not only the inventors, but were also some of the leaders that helped us in regards to our civil rights movement. So I just want to thank you, Queen, for everything.
And I thank you and deeply appreciate you and all the folks in the chat. As you know, it's time for Tavis Smiley. He's got a great show on deck for you today. It's Smokey Robinson's birthday. Happy birthday, Smokey Robinson. It's also the birthday of my friend, Judge Songhai Armstead. So happy birthday going out to you. And we'll leave you with a little Smokey Robinson quote. He says, baby, let's cruise away from here. Don't be confused. The way is clear. Or as my mama used to say, history is now, and we are making it together. That's me and you. Let's keep the convo going on social media at KBLA 1580. I am at DiPrima Radio. Until tomorrow, one love.